Ultimate Vigil Guide, starting off with how to play with him, some maps behind him, and we will end with some useful spots that you can be as Vigil, who is a free speed 1 armor operator, excels at roaming, killing attackers' time, and as well as bamboozling attackers' attacking strats. You will definitely want to bring K1A with SMG-12. How to control SMG-12? Well, you can't, at least not in the current patch. However, it is very deadly in CQB. If you are solo queuer, you will definitely want to bring impacts because impacts are the best friends when roaming, opening additional rotations and outsmarting attackers with them, like you will be able to see in the following custom clip. Bulletproof camera can be used in a pre-made team, as your team will most likely have at least a pair of shotgun that will able to make a rotation for you, and bulletproof camera is very deadly. So what does Vigil do? Vigil has gadget that can turn himself off from attackers' drones. Unlimited range, as you can see on this playing clip. However, when Vigil is getting closer, exactly when the ping hits 12 meters, there will be soft white bars. When Vigil comes to 9 meters to you, the bar will be already at the medium level and then it gets exponentially higher till 6 meters. The Vigil will receive plus 2 points when the bars are starting to appear on the drone, so you can use that intel to find out if there are nearby drones or if you are being droned out, at the close range to medium range. Also, the bars in your screen as Vigil will be also bigger once you are closer to the drone, so keep that in mind, and this is very important for competitive setting, where the scores are off. Check the difference now, depending on the density of the bars. Now, I have a question for you. Can you figure it out where the Vigil is? You will know where to expect Vigil out of the basic part of this video. Do you remember the 12-meter distance bar? Check this clip and try to figure out how is this possible. Answer: Vigil's gadget works in a mysterious way. No, but seriously. Here are the numbers. Attackers won't see the bars if you are above the drone for 1.5 meter, when the ping distance is 2 meter height. That is the height of any operator's head, maybe a bit higher. It is important to know that we are not talking about the distance, but the height difference. Check the clip from Vigil's perspective. And now on drone's perspective. As you could see, when the drone jumped out, reached 1.5 height difference between myself and the drone, I have got 2 points. We are not done with the numbers yet. If you're below the drone for full 5 meters when the ping shows 6 meters, the bars will be showing into full effect. Maybe not full, but nearly full. These both things will be very useful to bait attackers in the traps and to manipulate their paths later on. Let's talk a bit more of his gadget. You can use it for full 12 seconds and then it takes 12 seconds to refill it to the max. Obviously, you can deactivate the gadget before 12 seconds. You may want to use that because IQ is a heavy counter to Vigil. She cannot see Vigil himself, but his backpack when activated, and you can get wallbang very easily. It will look like this. Talking about the counter, Stature can disable your cloaking for full 11 seconds, as you will be able to see on the following clip. Also, an animation will reveal you, from answering the dockie's phone to disabling the diffuser. Speaking of Dokkaebi, if she hacked cameras, you still won't be visible but cloaked. And finally, during your cloak, you cannot be scanned by the Lion's drone. If you're an attacker, you will want to pay attention to the sound nearby, as Vigil still makes chunk of sound when moving. also if there is any debris moving on the floor, and also pay attention to the vertical part. Remember the clubhouse staircase is part of where the vigil was. As an attacker, and since you watched the video, you will know that the vigil cannot be by this window or above. He can be either on the same ground as you or by the staircases below. Usually people will think that vigil can be above as well. It's similar work with the floors. Check the following clip. The vigil is 90% by the Harry Potter. However, some people could assume that vigil could be in the meeting room or by the watchtower stairs. This is very important knowledge to have in mind that vigil can be, well, most of the time, at the same level as your drone or below it, 6 meters. Let's talk about the vigil's role. He's usually a roamer as he can play mind games with attackers, and play a bit more on stupid places. It's sometimes even recommended to play on unusual places, especially elevated one. Reason being given, you can't be drawn out, therefore you're not expected, as you will most likely bring impacts that will just improve your versatile and options. Also, he can be even an anchor on again dumb places were not expected. Also, by dumb places, I do not mean prone by the middle of the hallway. The situations are very specific, but for an example, you can play behind the CCTV bomb or the bank, during the last couple of seconds when no attacker is by the office or admin hatch. You won't be expected and you will very easily deny the default plant. Since Vigil won't be doing a lot in the preparation phase, make sure to go in the traffic area of a map like on the night in the border and vice cloaked wait for the drones. Drones won't see the bars as you're very far away from them, and yet you will get the drones very easily. Sometimes it's even recommended to do this prior to reinforcing, as you literally have to reinforce just 2 walls. A quick tip is, in competitive setting, you can see if you're trying to be drowned out by density of the gadget. Also can check if you are being drowned out and not pinged by just activating the gadget. Overall, you usually do not want to activate the gadget till a drone can see you. Also, if there is any drone nearby you and attackers are not on the drone, the density of the Vigil's gadget will be 0. Check the clip. Okay, let's go with the baiting tactics per every map. Vertical top spots, spots when the bars won't be showing at all. Bank, remember the spot on the A bomb. You can be up there as Vigil proning, and then peek the doors, whereas the drones won't be able to see at all, nor the bars. The most common peak in the teller's office will be in the goods used for Vigil. Attackers will see the hole with the drone but won't see anyone peeking it. The issue is that it requires you to be on the side. Be aware that attackers may pre-fire the hole. Border in supply. Since the bars won't be showing for attackers, it's most likely that you will get a free kill if room hunt starts from there. However, if found out, you'll be stuck in there, so have that in mind. Next spots are very situational. For example, CCTV when defending lockers, you will be most likely refragged. The archive spot works best for Vigil as the bars won't be showing unless the drone randomly jumps. If no window gets opened, fall back. Clubhouse. The cache spot is also a good horizontal spot, as you're playing an off angle on top of this. If the drones are not randomly jumping, clash will be clear for attackers, whereas it clearly is not. Coastline. An anchor spot where you have an off angle towards the guitar and the head drop if crouched. For consulate, I would recommend going up here. Whenever people draw out visa, they are jumping over the obstacles. Sure, they might think that you're in the admin, but you definitely won't go unnoticed. In case you want to, open the hatch for an escape route. For cafe, we have 4 situational places, very situational. On the top of the bomb, on the top of this black circle, attackers may think that you're in the piano in this case as well. If they are going to drone out piano, as you're very close to a common place to be as a defender in the piano. One more situational place, an odd one if not drowned well, can be on the top of this, in reading. And the final one can be a tricky for attackers as well, over here on the boxes. The trick is that they will most probably drone you out through the window, however once they land on the floor, they will not get any vigil bars, which could be an easy kill for you. Villa. This spot is actually a very nice spot, as if drones are not dropping in the bar, you won't be droned out. Since you're on the very odd spot, especially if roaming over here, you can be even anchoring, no one will be pre-aiming at you. In case problems, you can always retreat back to the bar. In the R storage you can find a cheeky spot as well. Horizontal spots. Bank. Corners of the janitor, CEO, conference and executive. That way you can be in any of these 4 rooms, and having 2 impacts, good luck guessing the drones where you are. You could be even in the hallway. Border. Office. Just because there are too many spots to be as a roamer, the Vigil's gadget will help you to get most of its gadget there. You can even start your round by proning by this door, like this. Clubhouse. Well, the best way to play with Vigil on early rounds is around bar, and moving slowly towards the main stairs, destroying the drones. However, playing the cache is very deadly because of the same reasons as the office one in the border. Coastline. Being in the hallway between Pink and the kitchen is also very good, because drones might see you behind the bar of the Pink, near the kitchen window, in the hallway, stairs, and the hookah. For consulate, there are really not many grey spots, however being an admin could be very helpful, but there are 3 common spots that are easily deniable by peeking as cutting the pie. Cafe Dostoevsky, definitely reading, as there are a couple of places you can be, and you can be in nearby rooms, as well as the freezer. Villa, around and in the kitchen. There are many sides, rooms, stairs nearby, which will totally confuse attackers. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any feedback, let me know down in the comment section below. If you would like to support me, drop me a like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get all notifications from my channel. Make sure to join my Discord server and follow me on the Twitter.